Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today topic is Indian Army. Indian Army land-based branch and largest component of India armed forces. The President of India in the Supreme Commander of India armed professional head of the Chief of Army Staff. COAS, established 1 April 1895 alongside the long establishment Presidency Army of East India Company, which two were aborted to into 1903. Some princely states maintained their own armies which formed imperial service troops which along with the Indian Army formed land component armed forces ground of India. Responsible for the defense of India Empire, the imperial service troops were merged into Indian Army. After independence of the units and regiment of Indian Army have diverse histories and have participated several battle and campaign around the world, earning money battle the theatre honor before the after independence. The primary mission of the Indian Army is to ensure national security and national unity to defend the nation from external aggression and internal threat and to maintain peace and security with the Board of conduct humanitarian rescue operation during natural calamities and other disturbances such as operation of Surya Hope and can also requested by government to cope with the internal threat of major component of national power. Alongside Indian Navy and Indian Air Force, Army has been involved in 4 wars with neighboring Pakistan, one with China, one with Afghanistan. Other major operations undertaken by the army include Operation Vijay Magatooth, Operation Cactus. The army has conducted large peacetime exercises such as Operation Brass Tacks and Exercise Surveyor, and it has been active participant numerous United Nations peacekeeping mission. Indian Army was major force First, Second World War, particularly Western Front, Middle Eastern theater during World War II, the Southeast Asian theater and East African, North African campaign during World War II. The Indian Army is operationally and geographically divided into 7 commands, with the basic field information formation being division below division level of permanent regiment and other responsible for the own recruitment training. Army all volunteer forces comprises more than 80% country active defense personnel. It is largest standing army in the world with 12,37,117 Arctic troops and 9,60,000 reserve troops. Army has embarked infantry modernization program known as Futuristic Infantry Soldier SAS System FINSAS, and also acquiring new assets for its armored artillery aviation branches. History. Until the independence of India, the Indian Army was British commanded force defined as force recruited locally and permanently based in India, together with expatriate British officer. British Army in India referred to British Army units posted to India tour of duty. The Army of India meant combined India Army and British Army in India. In 1776, military department was created within Government of East India Company at Calcutta. Main function was to be record order to were issued army by various departments of East India Company. Terrorist under control. With the Charter Act 1833, Secretariat Government of East India Company was reorganized into 4 departments, including a military department. Army in the presidents of Bengal, Bombay and Madras functioned respective presidents until 1 April 1895, when they were unified into single force known as Indian Army. For administrative convenience, was divided into 4 commanders, namely Punjab, including North-West Frontier, Bengal, Madras, including Burma, Bombay, include Sindh, Kedah, Aden. The Indian Army was critical force for maintaining primacy British Empire, both in India throughout the world. Besides maintaining internal security, Army fought many other theatres: Third Anglo-Afghan War, the Box Rebellion in China, Abyssinia, and the First Second World Wars. The Kitchener Reform brought British Army to new country. The 20th century Indian Army crucial adjunct force of British Empire. Both World War 1.3 million Indian soldiers served in World War I 1914 to 1918 with the Allies in adjunct to force British Empire. Both World War 1.3 million Indian soldiers served in World War I 1914 to 1918 with the Allies, in which the 74,187 Indian troops were killed. Missing the action in 1915, there was mutiny. Indian soldier Singapore. The United Kingdom made promises self-governance. India National Congress returned support, reneged them after war, following which the Indian independence movement gained strength. Indonesian Indian Army was began with the formation Prince Wales Royal Indian Military Challenge Dehradun in March 9012 to provide education science of aristocratic, well-to-know Indian families and prepare selected Indian boys for admission. Royal Military College cadets were given King Commission of after the passed out were posted to one of the 8 units selected. Indonesian because the slow phase Indonesian with just 69 officers being commissioned between 1918 to 1932. Political pressure was applied. Leading Information Indian Military Academy 1932 and a greater number of officers Indian origin being commissioned on World War II. The officer corps consisted roughly 500 Indian holding regular commission against approximately 3,000 British officers. The World War II Indian soldier fought alongside the Allies. 1939 British official says had no plan for expansion and training Indian forces with comprised about 1,30,000 men. In addition were 44,000 men in British unit in India 1939, whose mission was internal security and defense against possible Soviet threat through Afghanistan. As the war progressed in the size of role, Indian Army expanded dramatically and troops were sent to battlefront of the soon possible. The most serious problem was lack of equipment in Indian units served Burma, wherein 1944 to 45 5 Indian divisions were engaged along with 1 British and 3 Afghan division. Even larger number of operated Middle East. Some of 87,000 Indian soldiers died in the war. By the end of the war had become largest volunteer army in history, rising to over 2.5 million men. August 1945. The African and Middle East campaign captured Indian troops were given to choice: join German army to eventually liberated from Indian from Britain instead of being sent to POW camp. These men, along with the Indian students who were in Germany, there were broke out the made of was called Free India Legion. They were originally intended Pathfinders, German force Asia, but were soon sent to help guard Atlantic Wall. Few who were part of Free India Legion ever saw any combat. Very few were ever stationed outside Europe. At the height, Free India Legion had over 3,000 troops in rank. India POW also joined Indian National Army, which was allied with Empire of Japan. It was raised for former colonial of the Indian Army, General Mohan Singh, but the was later led by Subhash Chandra Bose. Raj Bihar Bose. With the fall of Singapore 1942, about 40,000 Indian soldiers were captured. When given choice, over 30,000 joined the Indian National Army. Those who refused to become POWs were mostly shipped to New Guinea. After initial success, this army was defeated along with the Japanese, but it had huge impact on Indian independence movement. Indian independence. Upon the partition Indian independence 1947, 410 Gurkha regiment were transferred to British Army. Rest of the Indian Army was divided between newly created Union of India and dominant Pakistan Punjab boundary forces, which had been formed to help police Punjab during partition period. Was disbanded. Headquartered Delhi and East Punjab commander were formed to administrator area. The departure of virtual all senior British officers following independence and the replacement by Indian officers meant many of later held acting rank of several rank above their substantive ones. For instance, S.M. Sri Nagesh, Ground Force Commander of Indian Air Forces during First Indo-Pak War 1947 to 1949 and was first acting Major General and then acting Lieutenant General during the conflict while holding substantive rank Major only, received substantive promotion to Lieutenant Colonel in August 1949. Gopal Kurnath, future 9th COS, was acting colonel. His promotion to substantive major from substantive captain in 1949, while future Lieutenant General KP Candid was acting brigadier at the same time in April 1948. The former Missouri commissioned officer VCO were redesigned junior commissioned officer, while the former King's commissioned Indian officer KCIO, the Indian commissioned officer ICO, along with former Indian other rank IOR, were respectively redesignated officer. And Army Day, celebrated 15 January every year in India, recognizing Lieutenant General Cariapas taking over the first Indian Chief of Army Staff and Commander-in-Chief Indian Army from General Sir Rai Booker on 15 January 1949 with effected from 26 January 1950 date of Indian become Republic all active duty Indian Army. Officers formerly holding King Commission were recognized and confirmed their substantive rank. Conflict and operation. Indo-Pakistan War of 1947, Kashmir conflict. Immediately after independent tension between India and Pakistan erupted into the first three full-scale war between the two nations over the princely state Kashmir. Maharaja of Kashmir wanted to have standstill position since Kashmir was a Muslim majority state. Pakistan wanted to make Kashmir Pakistan territory. As a result, Pakistan invaded Kashmir on 22 October 1947, causing Maharaja Hari Singh look to India, especially Lord Mountbatten Burma of the Governor General for help. He signed the instrument action to India 26 October 1947. India troops were airfiltered Srinagar from dawn on 27 October. The confident of contingent including General Dimaya was distinguished himself operation into year that followed become the chief Indian army and Indians war was waged across the state. Former comrades found themselves fighting other Indians. Pakistan suffered significant losses were staffed on the line formed which is now called Line of Control LOC. Uneasy peace sponsored UN returned by end of the 1948 with the India and Pakistan soldiers facing each other at the line of control which was since divided into held Kashmir from the part of held Pakistan. Several UN Security Council resolution were passed. Resolution 45 calling the plebiscite to held Kashmir to determine accession to India Pakistan only after Pakistan. And 20 November 1971, the Indian Army moved 14 Punjab Battle Lion and the 45 Cavalry Regiment of Garikpur, strategically important town East Pakistan near India border, was successfully captured. It the following day, more clashes took place between India Pakistan versus Wari of India growing involvement Bengali in rebellion. Pakistan Air Force PAF launched a preemptive strike 10 Indian air bases at Srinagar, Jammu, Pathankot, Amirdars, Agra, Adampur, Jodhpur, Jaisalmer, Uttarali and Srisa at 17:45 hours 3 December. However, the aerial offensive failed to accomplish its objective, gave India excuse to declare full-scale war against Pakistan same day. By midnight, Indian Army, accompanied by the Indian Army forces, launched a major three-pronged assault of East Pakistan. The Indian Army won several battles on the Eastern Front, including decisive battle in Hilli. The operation also included Battalion Lion level airborne operation of Thangli, which was resulted in the capitulation all resistance with 5 days. India's massive early gains were attributed largely to speed and flexibility, with each Indian armored division moved across East Pakistan Pakistan launched a counter-attack against India Western Front of 4 December 1971. A company of the 23rd Battalion of India Punjab Regiment intercepted the Pakistan 51 Infantry Brigade near Ramgarh, Rajasthan. The battle Longwala ensued during which a company through the outnumbered the awarded Pakistan advance until India Air Force Director fighter to engage the Pakistan tank by time of battle had ended. 38 Pakistan tank and 100 armored vehicle were either destroyed, abandoned. About 200 Pakistani troops were killed in the action. While only 2 Indian soldiers died, Pakistan suffered only another major defeat on the western front of Battle of Bazandar, which was fought from 4 to 16 December. During the battle, about 66 Pakistan tanks were destroyed and 40 more were captured. Pakistan forces destroyed only 11 Indian tanks by 16 December. Pakistan had lost seizable territory both eastern and western front. On 16 December 1971, under the command Lieutenant General J.S. Arora, Laman, 3 Corps Indian Army has invaded East Pakistan, entered Dharka as part of the Indo-Bangladesh Allied Force forced Pakistan forces to surrender. One day after the conclusion battle Bazandar, after Pakistan Lieutenant General A.A.K. Nizais signed instrument surrender, India as part of Allied forces took more than 90,000 Pakistani prisoners of the war. By the time of signing, 11,000 Pakistani soldiers had been killed in action, while India suffered 3,500 battle-related deaths. In addition, Pakistan lost 220 tanks during battle compared to India's 69. In 1972, Simla Agreement was signed between two countries, although subsequent incident heightened tension have resulted continued military vigilance on the both sides. Siachen conflict 1984. The Siachen, although part of Kashmir region, was a not democratic map report exchanged between two sides in 1947. Consequence, between 1918s, neither India nor Pakistan maintained a permanent military presence in the region. However, beginning in the 1950s, Pakistan began sending mountaineering expeditions Siachen. By early 1980s. Government of Pakistan was granting special expedition permit to mountaineer, and United States Army maps showed Siachen as part of Pakistan. This is proactive gave his term of Oropolitics. India, possibly rigged by this development, launched Operation Maghtood in April 1984. An entire battle line of the Gumon regiment was airlifted. Glacier Pakistan forces respond quickly, and clashes between the two followed. Indian Army secured the strategies Yalla and Bla Front La Mountain passes, and by 1980